It's just like what you said about we know the difference between a joke and someone actually assaulting you, right? Like just being a real asshole, right? I mean, you've been around for a while to know some people are who's genuine, and who's pretty much a dick, right?
That sums this motherfucking shit up in a nutshell in a lot of ways. I won't even lie to y'all. So look, welcome to this week's episode of the Potluck. You might look at me like you see a new face here. So I'm gonna start it off and just let him get to it. Let me give you a little bit of introduction. This is our guy Antonio. Antonio White Tone, however you want to talk to him. Great producer. He's part of you see the We Know Hip Hop production over my shoulder. That is the group on Facebook that we're all part of that has got a strong following. We really have strong opinions on hip hop. He's one of the leaders of that group. He's got great opinions on hip hop and the following. He also, is here to give us a different perspective outside of the the West Coast bias that I have to endure every weekend here. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving us a little different perspective. Go ahead, Tone. Introduce yourself, man. Let the people know who you are.
Oh man, shit, I don't got much to say, bro. I just a cat, grew up in Chicago, a Chicagoan cat. Grew up loving music. That's my background. My mom, she a real house head. All she did was listen to house. And my father, he was more of the gangster rap, listening to Ghetto Boys and the NWAs. And I can only listen to hip hop back then if I was around him or my late cousin Thomas, who passed away, rest in peace. But yeah, it just grew up loving music and getting older. Fast forward, getting older. I found out that I can draw really good. Found that out in high school, when I had this art class. We know how to shade, make the pictures all realistic. The only time I draw a portrait of, because I had these Source magazines and Vibe magazines, and I would take my favorite artists and I just sketch them, right? Very good at it. But the only time I do it is if I have to have earphones on my radio in front of me. If I didn't have that, I couldn't do it. I had to have music all the way through.
Yeah,
I can keep going, but yeah, I'm a big music head, bro.
Listen, so the people know real quick, and we're gonna put you on the spot here, Tone. So they know real quick when you're coming in, you're filling in for Lulu. We respect his opinion. He got good, strong opinions. They differ than the rest of ours, but that fits into the group. When you here as a guest host, man, you got to give us your top 5.
My personal?
Yeah, personal. Just personal top 5, not who you think should be the top 5. Your personal top 5.
All right, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Kanye West.
Ooh.
Man.
You already got some controversy going. Busting Kanye in the top 5.
If you stay too long, Peach is gonna throw Fetty Wap in there.
Man.
Please don't do that. I'm deciding between 3 of them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say Snoop and Scarface.
Okay. I like that because that's different than a lot of people. That's different than the majority of people.
What I go off of my personal, I love albums. What do you give me as far as your LPs? Like mixtapes, I was never really big on mixtapes. Man, you gotta listen to his mixtapes. No, I'm good. Give me the LP. What all these 5 artists have? A lot of fucking LPs. And most of the catalog is very good. So if you have that, you're in my top 5 or almost near it. That's how I go about it.
Okay, fair enough. So you like a whole production quality. All right, well look, it's always good to hear. I got your top 5. Look,
you know what? I'm sorry. Let me take Snoop out of there and put Nas in
there. Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say You know what? I'm not even gonna hold you to the whole LP conversation about Nas. That's a whole nother topic. So look, welcome, Tonio. Welcome. We appreciate you, man. As always, ready to hear your opinions. It's your boy Pete. You know, however you want to call me, the captain today. Fetty Wap, you know, #1 fan. You know, I'm part of the fan group. I might be the president. Otis, I'm looking at. Y'all don't know. I'm looking over here on the screen. I'm really looking at Otis. So, go ahead. What you got on deck this week? How you feeling today?
Oh man, what's up, y'all? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, talking to you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. For those that don't know, this is Otis Mack, Mr. Nigga, Mr. Deadbeat Cousin. I hate family reunions. Fuck the church up. I drinking at the communion. You know, just feeling good, feeling great, man. It's another nice Sunday. You know, how you feeling, Ahmad?
Hey, this is your boy Ahmad, aka TKO Joe. Ready to make these ends. Chilling at the potluck with 3 of my friends. Am I holding shit? It all depends. Are you holding shit? It's all depends. You know, we got. All right. So yeah, man, just great day. As you can see, Niners, versus Dallas. I'm pumped. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, football. Let's get it.
We're gonna take a moment. So one of the things we want to do here on the potluck, man, is we're gonna have some fun, but we're gonna talk hip hop. But we also want to talk about the culture in general, and hip hop is a big, wide sphere that encompasses a lot of things within the culture, and part of it is social movement, social activism, and kind of where the origins of hip hop came from and what it was meant to do was to tell the stories of our struggles, what we're going through, to get it out to the main public, to lift us up. And a lot of that starts with a man whose birthday just passed on this weekend, Martin Luther King. In observance of him, we have a great holiday for him, and took some fighting to get to that holiday. I met, quick little anecdote, I met Ahmad in Arizona, and the first thing my grandmother from North Carolina, when I was living in DC, first thing she said to me when I was like, I'm moving to Arizona, was, wait, they just started celebrating MLK Day. Like, why would you move there? So, definitely want to wish everyone out there happy Martin Luther King Day. He talks about, we know what we read in school and everything, but he talks about a lot of the deeper stuff as well, and that's been coming out a lot more lately. Otis touched on it earlier. Otis touches on it every episode, I feel like. I try to, Ahmad does, Lulu, just kind of the piece of one of the things that gets swept under the table when it comes to Martin Luther King is where he was with, we all talk about the nonviolence, but where he was with the financial literacy, financial freedom of black people, economics, legal, the legal recourse for things. A lot of the things he was doing when he started off with, it was more movements. And then once he realized he needed to get some legal representation and some lawmakers and some policymakers and start talking to them as well to move things forward. Which kind of goes to, I'll touch real quickly on it, and I'll let y'all kind of touch on it real quick. Ahmaud Arbery, we just saw that verdict come back, with guilty for all the men, all the 3 white men there. What you eating, Otis?
Crackers? White cheddar.
Crunch away, Otis. Crunch away.
There's 3 of them.
As soon as he popped out of his mouth, I started laughing. I knew he was eating.
Listen, that's what it is. Let's be honest about it. So,
oh man.
Yeah. My point, but to see, justice served in that way, we definitely want to, first and foremost, somebody lost their life, so definitely want to pay our respects to that, that's, but to finally see, for me, so I know we said we were just going to talk about this real quick, but y'all know it's hard to get into this stuff and talk real quick on it. I'll just sum it up this. For me, it's about seeing the legal process of the people who were trying to sweep it under the rug, seeing them get exposed too in this moment. Right. So, I'm gonna get off my soapbox after this. Seeing them three men go to jail for however long, life, whatever. Great. Let's start talking about the attorneys, in the government office. Let's start talking about going up the chain. Anyway, I definitely want to, I think that's what MLK weekend is really about, in a lot of ways, You want to add something in, Amat? I know you do. Go ahead, Amat.
No, I mean basically, you see the background MLK man, pioneer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that he did, like you said, financial, the legal stuff that he tried to go through the channels he tried to go through to get justice for black people and anybody who came after. You know what I'm saying? The people who benefited, not only blacks but immigrants. All benefited from the stuff that people like MLK and people who came before him, push, for as far as like equal rights and civil rights, all those kind of things. And, and like you said, man, of course we're glad that these three went to jail, but we also want to see people who are, up higher, what I'm saying, trying to sweep under stuff under the rug, be held accountable. The DAs, the attorney generals, the, police, all these people, lawyers, judges, and you see what MLK is doing in the background, you know what I mean? And that's to the system, man. You know what I mean? And shame on them for all the stuff they, put us through as black men and continue to try to put us through. So we definitely want to see change in that. And while we celebrate this small success or this small victory, we hope for bigger victories, man.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame we always have to hold our breath when tragedies like this happen. We always have to hold our breath because we expect the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Right.
Yeah, we got to keep our fingers crossed, hoping that justice is served. And I mean, I thought it was going to be some bullshit with the way the DA was trying to save them at the beginning, but thank God that everything happened the way that it should, the way that it was supposed to happen. And I mean, I'm still not going to be totally satisfied until they get that DA's ass too.
Yeah.
This was still a victory, but we ain't done yet.
Right.
Got a long way to go.
This is something we want to talk about in Potluck, like I said, because it's part of the hip hop culture. It's how we came up, what we came up listening to. I talk a lot about Pac being my number one, and real reason why he is my favorite rapper. One of the biggest reasons is what he was talking about at that time that is still relevant now. Cop killing nigga, the hero, like that kind of thing, that kind of sentiment is still going on now, and that is a that's something that's prevalent in hip hop. It's something that drove hip hop to start talking about and pushing those messages out there and start telling the stories about where we come from. And, not just the bad stuff, but a lot of times the stuff when you come from a decent neighborhood or a good family or whatever it may be, that you still have to deal with just being black. Maybe you're just out jogging. And in that, we saw the Fresh Prince, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith's, original show from the 90s. They did a reboot, based off of a guy did a trailer a couple years ago, and it was more of a dramatization. They did a reboot of it. They had a hip hop background with Made You Look from Nas playing in there. I didn't see it personally, so I want to toss out to you all what you all think about just in general of it doing a reboot of Fresh Prince where it's more of a drama, less of a comedy. Just what y'all think about that idea?
It ain't for me. I'm just gonna be happy with the old school Fresh Prince. I don't need to see a dramatic turn of it. It's like, if they did a comedy version of The Wire, I don't want to see that shit. So I'm happy with what it is.
That's a good point.
They could have made something original, but whatever, man. More power to them. I'm all for it. Black art. So good. And you know what? There's this other show I listen to. They make the point of saying that, we need to be allowed to make mediocre stuff. Everything black people make doesn't have to be great.
Right.
We should also be allowed to make mediocre shows. We should be allowed to make bad shows and still have the chance to make more art. So, I support everything that black folks do. I just, I'm going to support from a distance.
Hey, shout out to Lorenzo. The Wire reference on Otis Lorenzo, man. I got to shout him out. I talked to him the other day. And the thing is, Otis, you brought up a great point, and I saw from one of the people I grew up next to, going to church with, Coach John Thompson, rest in peace to him. He said it back in '99. He said, you got to allow us to be able to try and fail as well. We have to be given that rope to fail and for years now we have not. Amon, what you think about the reboot? What you gonna check it out?
I mean, I like it, man. More of a drama version of it, which I think makes sense. But I mean, I'm glad they're not doing a comedy because a comedy was already done on it, and they switching it up. Now, The Wire, that's a great reference. I like that. The Wire was so great that I wouldn't want to see anything rebooted off of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think Fresh Prince was a great comedy. Don't get me wrong, but I put Wire in another stratosphere when it comes to just shows in general. So I like it. We'll see. Hopefully, it's good. You know what I'm saying? And let's run it, man.
Cool. You want to see it, Tony? You here for it or not?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm not gonna shit on it because from what I know from back then as a child, in my childhood, it was a comedy. And plus, it had a little drama in there too. These sitcoms have drama in that also. But I give it a shot and see.
Yeah, man. Carlton was about to hit the streets and blam on the nigga. You shot my cousin, Nick. We was about to see the real come out of Carlton. Yeah, they had drama too.
They had some drama.
They had drama too. But
fake tears and all that stuff.
I just hope it don't become, what we know of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I hope it don't become that drama, just like that unrealistic bullshit that they act like we go through every day. Like we don't laugh, like we don't joke, try to live stress-free.
Right.
I hope it don't become that. That's all.
Fair enough.
I agree with that. One more thing, real quick. Here's what, like Antonio made a great point. I'm hoping they don't try to make it unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Acting like because we grew up in the hood, cats grew up in the hood, that it's all bad all the time. You know what I'm saying? We have great times in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We got family, community, all that kind of stuff. When I grew up in the hood, we had all that stuff. So it wasn't all like just shooting and all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping they don't try to go that way with it, because then that'll turn me off. I'm like, man, come on. I mean, I get it. Like he had a fight, on the court. You know what I'm saying? Guns probably were pulled out. You know what I'm saying? And his mom got him out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what happened in the original one too, even though they don't show that. But hopefully they go with that and, cool. But if they try to do all that unrealistic stuff, and I'm straight.
Good on that. And look, so like you said, we like to party and hang out. Whether you poor, rich, hood, whatever. When you are peoples, we like to do. We don't, it ain't all the struggle. Like, we talk about the struggle, but it ain't all the struggle. We have a lot of good times in the hood, man. Like, we all came up in the hood. And a lot of that shit was party music time, right? So let's get into it real quick. I want to talk about it. Two of the best party DJs you want to see. And when I say party DJs, I mean music producing wise. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him nowadays. Diddy, Love. He goes by Love nowadays, I think, right? You call him Love? Call him Delicious. But him and JD, this probably been going on for years. I think JD's just always felt disrespected as an artist, as a producer. But him and JD have been going back and forth about who will win. Just real quick, who's winning the battle, Diddy versus JD?
Diddy.
This is JD for me.
Yeah, it's close.
I went back to remember the producer tournament we done, not the versus layout, but the other that we were just doing the instrumental. And I went back to the JD and the P. Diddy we did. JD got smash hits. He got hits all over the place, but it's not enough for Diddy. You go back to that Diddy, Jesus fucking Christ.
JD killing it with the R&B, but when it comes to hip hop, like Bad Boy shit is undeniable. You could just pick any Biggie track, and that's going to be easy for to put up against Criss Cross and the Brat. Those cats got some hits and some bangers, but I think that's more of like a niche thing. Some of that shit didn't transcend. It's not as timeless as that Bad Boy shit is.
Right.
And I mean, I like JD's shit just as much as Puff's. I'm kind of like in the middle with the two, but I just can't ignore the popularity of Puff and Bad Boy.
Yeah,
man. And Diddy got a lot of R&B tracks too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the R&B. I think because I put the R&B into it a lot of times when I think about it. If I kept it straight hip hop, I mean it's Diddy, but
Hands
I
down.
think about it in the terms of R&B too, in terms of like because I came up in that '90s era, man, where hip hop and R&B. Every R&B song had a hip hop element or a rapper on it. Every hip hop song had an R&B element or R&B singer on it. So they go hand in hand. So when I start putting that into it, I kind of lean towards JD that way. But I also, we talk about this every show. I don't like to agree with y'all niggas, especially because y'all niggas be wrong sometimes. So
I just want to curse the grain. Even if you throw RB through R&B too, I mean, like you got 112, you got Total. I
Mary
mean,
J.
Mary J. I mean, yeah. I mean, like if you were allowed to throw like like the artists on the stage, let's say like all the artists were still alive. I mean, you had Biggie versus the Brat, or what I'm saying, Biggie versus. I mean, like he's smashing anybody that JD ever had.
but I
Hey,
put
so like Pete said earlier, Life in 1472, that album never really got the credit it deserves. And I mean, shit, bro, like a lot of those songs can put up a good fight. I'm not saying that they're gonna make them winners, but I mean, shit, bro, with DMX, what's that DMX joint that he had on there with the Mad Rapper?
yeah, it's a good track. I can't remember the name of it. It's a good track. But
Fire as fuck.
here's the thing about it, Ahmad. Let me ask you this. I put Mariah over Mary. I love Mary. Don't get me wrong. I love Mary.
He did have Mariah. I forgot
You know
about that.
what? This is a point where you should turn off your mic, your video, and just leave the segment, Peter.
Defend yourself.
But in the verses, I mean, you got to look at
And
the
the
audience. I can't see.
Mariah over. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
I
out.
don't.
I want to hear Peter's explanation of why would you put uh, Mariah
Mariah.
over Mary.
Wait a minute, what?
Do I have to explain that?
Mariah is one of the biggest singers of all time. She way bigger than Mary. Don't sleep on Mariah, nigga. Like all I want for Christmas is
Singers.
Yeah, but we talking about. But we talking about in the verses
talking
though.
about
In the
music,
verses.
or we talking about singing?
No, we talking about the
No,
verses. In the
I
verses,
get it. And Mariah got hits.
but are they going to knock like that in the verses though?
Yes. Mariah has an album full of number ones. Bone performed their joint at their verses. Bone performed a Mariah joint on their verses.
So Mariah have enough to take down Mary J in a 20-song verse.
Is this what the Diddy versus JD has come to? Mariah versus Mary?
I mean,
Exactly.
it just went
I
there.
know.
It just went there because you just blurted that out. You just came out your ass with that.
Mariah has enough songs to take on any R&B songstress in the world.
Maybe not Beyonce, but
Maybe not Beyonce. Okay, almost any songstress in the world.
But I mean, but in the kind of crowd we're going to get at a JD versus Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Or I think Mary's songs would resonate more.
Tracks with Jada, with the lots with Nori, with Jay. What are we talking about here? No, just because she married corny ass Nick Cannon. Sorry, Nick. I love you now, Nick. I didn't love you when you married her. You corny back then. You better now. Now I see your vision. But
What's the most important? Well, your personal opinion. What's the most important thing in a versus? What do you look for? What hits you the most? Like what sounds better? What's your criteria in this versus? What's the most important thing you look for?
now we talking on the new verses with the crowd involved, or just the verses?
Just period.
Period. It's the artist. It's their presentation. It's how their energy on stage, how they perform. I tried to go back and watch Monica versus Brandy versus just I was skimming through some verses the other week or this week, and I was like, all they did was sit. All they did was sit and talk about it, and that style of verses to me, I can't pick a winner. If somebody's up and performing, whoever's got the energy, whoever can, when the crowd's involved there, when they had now that we got the crowd there, it comes really down to a lot of times it's the feeling of the song and how it hits you personally. So,
And that's the point I'm getting to right there. Mariah and Mary. how many songs you think that would hit you? Like it's about nostalgia too, correct?
1,000 Mariah songs would hit me. 900 Marys and 1,000 Mariahs. So Mariah's winning by 100.
You got to factor in performance, the songs, how they resonate with that audience.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mary J. Blige in that lane gets her. If now we did a verses with them two,
Performance,
okay,
nigga.
that'd be different.
If Mariah Carey starts stomping like Mary does, like that just kind of makes it even. So it's all about the song at that point.
If they did the verses together, just them two.
If Mariah
I think Mariah would get her, but
she lose automatically because that's not what she do. So
I'm just saying, man. I can't. The way you are approaching Mariah getting dragged by Mary is low key disrespectful. I'm not saying Mariah is gonna drag Mary nowhere. I'm saying Mariah is going to win that.
Okay, so these JD songs she got with him. Hold on one second. My All, that I give, Always Be My Baby.
Oh, okay, hold on,
classic,
Otis.
Honey.
Before you do that, let me pull up Mary, and I'm gonna put a song against whatever you pull up. All right?
Oh, I'm just listening. I'm not trying to do no competition to think about, put too much into it. This ain't my job, but I'm just saying that the shit she got with JD, like that Always Be My Baby, that's a fucking classic. Honey, classic. Sweetheart, that was off of Life of 1472. And We Belong Together and Shake It Off, both of those were pretty big hits. Like, man, the shit she got with JD, like, it ain't no punk. Like, these were big songs for Mariah. You don't have to like them, but appreciate them.
That's 6-7 songs out of 20 just with Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
To get back on the subject for Diddy versus JD, I'm saying when I think of it, I put in the R&B aspect of it, and I think JD can get Diddy.
JD got Escape too.
Should put in the R&B. Should they do it? Like if they want to do it right, shouldn't they put in the R&B aspect?
I would like to see it.
Producers, yeah. I mean, it's their
with them two, yeah, you got to see R&B aspect because they both.
Right.
They have a huge R&B catalog. And listen,
Escape. I didn't think about them. We can end this little topic with this. Okay, so how about what I'm saying, for the finale, the tiebreaker, we have Mary J. Blige versus Mariah, and they do an acting contest for like 5 minutes, and then you would settle the verse that way. I'm gonna get an edge of JD.
So we know whose side you on, Ahmad.
I'm gonna get an edge of JD on that one.
Ain't nothing like Power, and Mary J is acting in Power right now.
She is killing me.
Killing it is right.
I don't even watch that show anymore because of her.
So look. In that, we're gonna get to this next one. The Diddy versus JD, the next level of doing these versus concerts. Otis kind of put us onto it, is the Oculus virtual reality kind of, and getting to see some of these concerts, some of these verses, some of these shows, some of these artists from your home. Otis, I know you just went to a concert recently. You did one recently. Went to.
Yeah, went to.
Yeah. Where we're going, and I think could be the future. Explain to people with the VR and the Oculus.
So, man, I really love the idea of it. So with the VR, with the Oculus virtual reality, is just a headset. It immerses you into the world, and it has a couple of speakers inside the headset. I haven't tried to see if you could Bluetooth some other earphones to it yet, but if you can, you get in there even deeper. But basically, like, you enter a room, they put you in a box, which is almost like if you had your own little section at a concert, and you're just watching your artist. You're just watching the artist give a performance. Now, two artists that I've seen was Young Thug and 2 Chainz. They took a different approach. Young Thug was a little more animated and digital, but his performance wasn't up to par. 2 Chainz had a live band, and it was more like a stage ready performance. And but it wasn't all that futuristic or digital. It was just like straight up him performing. Both of them had their charms, but just in terms of virtual reality being the future of concert going, I really think that that they're starting something here, man. They're laying a good foundation down. Now, just imagine you want to go see your favorite artist, and I mean, shit might come up. Like you can't afford the tickets. There might be something that causes them to cancel the show. Like they get sick. There might be COVID protocols that you're not okay with. So you're just going to pass on going to the show. Well, you just sit your ass in your living room, you pop your headset on, and you get a good concert. And not only that, you could potentially get the best from the artist. They don't have to be up there rapping until they're out of breath. If they forget some words or anything like that happens, they can easily just make a cut, restart the song, and give you the best version of that song or that performance again. I think that, and also it makes it more accessible for all of their fans. You don't have to wait for an artist to come to your town or to hit up a venue. You don't have to set up a schedule to work around that show that you want to see. You can wait till you go home and watch this concert on demand. I love the idea of it, man. It's and on top of that, not only that, there are other people that were joining the same room that I was in, and motherfuckers were having a good time. They were having more fun than people that I've been around at an actual concert. When I go to an actual concert, everybody's on their phone trying to record the shit. In the VR, people were fucking dancing with their little avatars together, and everybody was talking and just like playing around and having fun. And I mean, man, it was a really dope vibe. Like I didn't like the fact that they were loud and kind of drowning out some of the music, but whatever. Like I went there to watch the show. They were watching the show and having fun with each other. Everybody won. I love the idea of reality concerts. There's a huge future in it, and I think 2 Chainz and Young Thug, if we get more big name artists that are willing to do this, it's only up from here, because those two names are big enough as it is.
Yeah, I like that. Ahmad, what do you think about the VR possibility of concerts and everything?
No, I mean, I agree with everything Otis said, man. I think it's dope because, I mean, he forgot to mention, maybe if you don't have a babysitter, you can, that's another thing too. Sometimes, I mean, we can't find childcare, so it's like, shoot, we can't go do this. You know what I mean? And so like, with that possibility, the VR, I mean, we could be like, you know what? Hey, we ain't got a babysitter. Hey, kids, they could be, in the room, playing on something or whatever. We could watch the concert, or I can watch the concert if I wanted to by myself. My wife could watch hers or whatever. And, what I'm saying? We ain't got to drive far. We don't have to wait for the artist to come to us. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a possibility for the artist to continue to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't have to pay. It came free with the set, but I'm sure that they're getting paid somehow, some way. There, ain't nobody just doing this shit for free. But that's up to, and on top of that, like I always say, artists need to learn how to negotiate. Artists need to make things better for themselves. So, you know what? Even if I did have to pay, I would be so down to pay like $20 or something like that for a ticket to one of their shows. Like that, that's nothing in comparison. You know, like you don't have to pay for venue fees, you don't have to pay for security and all that shit. So that can lower the cost of the
parking.
Yeah. All of that shit, bro. Yeah. Like I'd be totally down to pay if it came to it. Just don't try to tax me like you do at a regular concert. Just make it affordable. and on top of that, like, bro, you could get so many more people. That's just a revenue stream that they didn't have before. So right now they have their album sales, their regular streams, and their concerts. And now if you just spend a couple hours recording a VR set and throw that on there, to stay up in perpetuity, that's just another revenue stream that you can have that's ongoing.
I'm so salty with you because I really wanted to use that word perpetuity before somebody else did, and you beat me to it. He's done talking. I'm gonna chime in and I'm gonna use that word perpetuity. I'm working on that. Tell me what you think about that idea of the VR concerts and everything.
I'm gonna ask Otis. So you say they can mess up? Like they can mess up and go back, like redo the song while they're doing it.
So it was definitely recorded. It wasn't live, and I could tell by the way that it was chopped and edited during the 2 Chainz show. Like there was a couple segues between songs where it's like it just cut out for like 5 seconds. It was blank. It was silent, and then he came back on. Like he walked off the stage on the right end. When the next song started, he was right back in the middle. So if an artist fucks up, if the band fucks up, they can just say, okay, well, let's just cut this shit out and do it again. And, you know, you can edit it just like a TV. Like if somebody were to record a concert and then, you know, put it up for on demand, they're going to give you the best, you know, then they're going to try their best to keep the mistakes out of there. If you had the opportunity to fix your mistake, you would. If you care about putting out a good product, you would. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they can eliminate these mistakes and you can get the best possible show from an artist through this platform.
Now, I totally understand and I agree with everything you said, Dan. And I would be willing to pay money to watch these artists perform in this type of form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a new thing, and yeah, I think shit like that should keep expanding because everybody can get out to these concerts. I remember. Let's go back to Busta Rhymes real quick. In '97, I couldn't afford no fucking ticket to go see him live, right? So I'm pretty sure people today couldn't see their favorite artist live, or some people. So yeah, that'd be a good thing if they got the Oculus.
Yeah, hey, fuck them resellers too. Like, yeah, let's stick it to the resellers. I will buy a ticket directly from the artist or for this. Yes. You can't resell no VR ticket. Fuck them niggas, bro, because they be taxing. There's this one artist, up and comer on Facebook. He shows up every Sunday and just like does hella live shit. It's Mark Ribbolette or something like that. The tickets to his show were $20. They sold out in a second. Resellers were hitting everybody upside the head for $100 plus. And it's like, I'm not paying $100 for no $20 show. The artist wanted people to pay $20. I'm only paying $20. Fuck y'all resellers. Let's get these niggas out the game.
You sound like when he's talking about the bootleggers.
Yeah, fuck them.
They will always because you always got people that would buy from the resellers anyway. There's always going to be somebody buying reselling.
So look, on that kind of tip, in the Oculus VR, this is kind of, we were talking about where we're heading. All that kind of stems from, you know, the Soulja Boys, the YouTubes, getting started in that way, and the internet and everything. And that really came about in the early 2010s, you know what I'm saying? 2009, 2010 through 2000. That's really when we started to see that trend up. We saw recently someone put out a mount.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know where you headed. I'm sorry, but I really hate that you had to use Big Draco to segue into that.
Drake. You know, sometimes you got to be honest with yourself about things. I'm not a Draco fan. I don't listen to Soulja Boy like that. I enjoyed Kiss Me Through the Phone for the moment that it was out. But you gotta give him respect and the props and the roses when, you know, that's he can't. Yeah, I know, I get it.
I'm with you though.
I get it. But, you know, he's an example. You got other people who are examples, and I think we're about to get into who that could be. So in that, we saw recently that the Mount Rushmore, the 2010s came out as we were looking to going into 2022. If we look back on the past decade. The best hip hop artists, so most influential, fundamental to hip hop throughout 2010 to 2020, and on that list, correct me because I don't have it fresh in my head. We had J. Cole, up there. We had Drake.
Yes, sir.
Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
And the fourth was Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
All right. Those are the four for the most influential, the hip hop Mount Rushmore 2010. Not picked by us, not picked by the Potluck, but that's kind of what's going around for the internet right now. So we want to talk about what ours would be. Antonio, you know what? You're the guest today. I'm gonna let you kick it off. Do you agree, disagree? Who would you replace? Tell us about your 2010s Mount Rushmore.
Now, influential. If it's that, Nicki got to come off. The Future got to go on there.
But you're Mount Rushmore though, so you know, for me, when I look at Mount Rushmore, it's the fathers, it's the fundamental fathers of the genre, influential with the, you know, making things happen, style and everything. So what would be your four? You think Nicki comes off?
I also look at it as who was the most dominant, who dominated hip hop during that time. And Nicki dominated, man, the time she had. But Otis brought up a gem that I didn't know anything about. Future? 7 number one albums.
Well, so Otis, you said Future. So
1 second.
no, go ahead. So a lot of the debate has been about Future should replace Nicki Minaj. I think that's been a lot of people saying that.
Because
So
Kendrick and Cole, that's they there. That's stamped.
Okay.
Future got 7 Billboard #1 albums, and he's got the 5th most in rap history behind Jay-Z, Eminem, Drake, and Kanye. And also, he has 125 top 100 entries, and that's more than Nicki Minaj. You know, 6 more than Nicki Minaj. You can't knock her 119, but still, man, killing it. In 2019, Future surpasses Drake for most #1s in the last decade on top R&B hip hop albums chart. You know, at one point, he was even bigger than Drake. Like, cats acting like Future ain't contributing to this game is fucking crazy. It's crazy talk.
Nicki got to come off, and Future got to go on there.
You say Nicki goes off. Ahmad, what you think? What you think about the 4? If they agree with everyone else, Nicki comes off, or
I'm gonna take J. Cole off.
I take J. Cole off too,
and put Future in there, man. I mean, I like J. Cole more than. No, it's not about what I like though. You know what I'm saying? It's about, like you said dominate, Antonio, and I don't think J. Cole dominated.
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt you. It's okay if it's not about what you like, but Cole still coming off. That's like disregarding everything he have done throughout this decade.
I'm trying to be unbiased. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like Nas more than all 4 of them. But did Nas dominate the 2010s?
Otis, why you at it?
You know what I'm saying?
Look up
J. Cole himself said he let Nas down.
Exactly. Exactly.
This nigga made a song about letting people down, bro. So
you know what I'm saying?
He was man, bro, until the past couple years, like J. Cole started off, he was going down that whining about his career path. Even he didn't feel good about his own shit until, I don't know what happened. Maybe when he started growing dreads, that built his confidence. Maybe he felt like Samson or something, man. But the nigga was not.
No, I think it was his basketball career that helped him.
You're not talking about his numbers now.
Can I take the floor for a couple
numbers? Okay, you gonna make me look up this nigga's numbers, bro?
No, his numbers don't compare to. His numbers ain't up there with Nicki Minaj.
It ain't up there with Nicki Minaj. It ain't up there with Drake, and it ain't up there with Future. So if you're gonna compare J. Cole's numbers, you got to do it with Kendrick because that's the only nigga left. And I'm pretty damn. I'll put money that Kendrick is serving J. Cole on the numbers.
That's fine, but Kendrick is already on the Mount Rushmore. Who you gonna put over Cole? Nicki?
Future.
Really?
Oh, Nicki, yeah. If we're talking about look at what she's accomplished. Like I was just saying, if you're going to replace Nicki, replace her with Future. But J. Cole is sliding under that radar. J. Cole can go. J. Cole can go. If we're talking about what the man, Nicki, Future, and Drake, they have made major accomplishments when it comes to numbers, careers, and all that shit, bro. Those 3 are doing big things. Big things. Those 3's numbers. J. Cole ain't doing shit that could compare with Nicki. Like I like his music way more than Nicki Minaj's. I don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear a bitch rapping about her pussy like that. That ain't for me. I'd rather listen to J. Cole. But when it comes to accomplishments, Nicki's blowing him out the water.
Yep. And Nicki Minaj. I mean, you look at she brought back that whole like that Little Kim style. You know what I'm saying? Now like you got Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, all these female. I'm just saying, man. I mean, not that I'm a fan of it. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it.
No, Ahmad, you good, but somebody snuck in a little comment there.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
but I'm saying, I mean, you know, like, I mean, I prefer J. Cole's music as well, you know what I mean? But I'm just gonna keep it unbiased. Of course, Drake is #1, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Nobody messing with Drake. 2010s, I think we all agree on that. I think Future should be second. I don't know why he's not even on the list. You know what I'm saying? Future should be second. It doesn't matter if you're a style of it, a fan of style. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this, you know, before the podcast, but like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own lane. You know what I'm saying? Future found his lane and he's running with it. You know what I'm saying? And he's inspiring cats like, you know, who are coming, you know, under him, you know, Little Baby and all these other young cats that are coming up. Gunna, you know what I'm saying? and so he should be number 2. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. I'll put him over anybody except for Drake. And then of course, you know what I'm saying. You got Kendrick and Nicki Minaj. I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying. Like I think like Kendrick kind of helped resurrect the West Coast a little bit. You know what I'm saying. And Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying, help give confidence to these whores. You know what I'm saying. So you gotta put her, you know what I'm saying, in there as well. You know what I'm saying. J. Cole, I like J. Cole more than I like Nicki Minaj, but I mean J. Cole was out in Africa playing basketball and shit. You know what I'm saying. And so I mean I don't know. I mean if I'm gonna put him in there, with them. So J. Cole has to go.
You taking J. Cole out?
I'm taking J. Cole off.
Antonio, you taking Nicki out and putting in instead of J. Cole? Who you putting in?
I put in Future second. I'm dropping everybody and putting Future second, and then rearranging them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so move J. Cole in there. Future second. Antonio, you said you moving out Nicki Minaj for Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sexist, man. That's all it is. I'm just kidding.
If you hate women, just say that, bro. But it's all good.
Didn't Ahmad just? No, that was TKO that just said that. Ahmad Nicki Minaj made music for these whores. I didn't say none of it. TKO and Ahmad.
I didn't say anything.
I actually, I like I like where they have it as a top 4. I'm not going to really play with it. For me, Future, if I were to move something around, it would be Future for Nicki Minaj. But Nicki sparked a different kind of... In fact, you know what? Oh, man, y'all ain't going to make me take J. Cole out. How are you going to argue against J. Cole, Otis, when you cosplay him every day?
Fuck you. I don't appreciate that. It's not true.
No, they lose to me all day, so man, I got to take a shot here and there when I can get one.
Yeah, I know, and you got me, and I just got to say.
Fair enough. Look, man, I feel like
cosplay. Kiss my mother.
I feel like Cole's got to be in there. 2020. He's put out a lot of different. I don't know. I mean, I'm a Cole fan, so y'all know how I feel about Cole. I'm a big Cole fan. I put him in before I put in Nicki. Before I keep him before I give it to anyone else. Like Nicki can go. I'd agree with putting in Future over Nicki. And I said this to y'all earlier. For me, looking back on it, I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm defending Future in some of these arguments, but. You got to give respect where respect's due, plain and simple. He done birthed a lot of these rappers that I listen to now, a lot of the new guys, the style, the sound. No matter how you feel about it, he's moved the culture forward in certain ways. So I got to put him in there. I hate taking Nicki out, though, because, listen, we're creatures of the moment, I think. And so... right now, we're really like, yeah, you got to take Nicki out of it. In 2015, 2016, we might have been like, you can't have this discussion without Nicki. So, but
the way you feel about defending Future is how I feel about defending Nicki Minaj. But I mean, her numbers are undeniable, and yeah, she did bring who are we talking about again? Oh yeah, she did bring the women's rap back.
Yeah.
But she has the influence, she has the accomplishments, she has the numbers. You got to look at the whole picture.
As a whole, and there's a video out there. Actually, it's probably scrubbed from the internet now. I saw it late night at 2 a.m. It was probably like Byron Allen Entertainment, like that late night. But they had a segment of up and coming rappers, and Nicki Minaj was on it, and I saw it. And this is like early on, and she was spitting. But she also was short hair, short ponytail, very dark skin, no makeup, no nothing, spitting Nicki. And I was like, I respect the hell out of that. So when she did come out later on, I was like, I respect what she's doing because I know she got bars to back it up.
Mixtape Nicki was cold. Like, yeah, pre-surgery Nicki was dope as fuck.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it's up for debate. I think the only people that really aren't up for the debate are Drake. Right? I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Debate about Drake.
I think we all agree that we put Future in there instead of. Well, you say instead of J. Cole. I say instead of Nicki. The rest of us say instead of Nicki. It's a good debate to have because there are even people. I brought up Soulja Boy earlier. There are even people who would put in a Soulja Boy. Someone brought up. I saw a list with Post Malone at number 2. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but think about the hits he's had over the past decade. It might not.
I don't think there's anybody that's making music right now that I hate more than Post Malone. So I'll just leave it at that. If like all the and I'm not going to go that far because it's a Sabbath and I'll keep it holy. Let's just say he will never be missed by me.
Yeah. Well, 2010's list. So yeah, I think we all got some pretty good lists here.
Keeping it holy?
What's that?
Are we keeping it holy?
Listen,
I'm trying my best. I'm an ordained minister, bro. I need to try.
Badass of ordained ministers.
That's tough.
Ahmad, you said Boozie's a minister?
Yeah, that's what I was reading. That he's an ordained minister now.
Who's
Man, can you imagine those weddings or funerals?
raise your hand if you're letting Boozie do your wedding? What is it?
Hell yeah, I would.
That is not the Boozie we know and love, Otis. Take that Boozie. That is not the Boozie we know and love.
Don't cut his dick off. Come on, man.
Hey, he's a magician too, bro. I just saw the video online. He's a magician too. Like this is a man that wears many hats.
This man is funny, man.
I appreciate Boosie. Boosie for president.
Hey,
you made him doing the funeral though,
president.
Man, man. I don't think anybody would be crying. Probably crying, laughing.
Yeah, for real.
Man.
What should we even be eulogizing this nigga, man? What he do in his life?
They cut his dick off, man.
I want to know how much it costs to have him do the wedding because y'all know me. I'm full of jokes on the side. So, like, I'd show up and have him minister my wedding.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious, man.
I mean, that's must see TV right there.
Oh man! And then have him perform afterwards. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
I made that.
Hey,
Not a song. That's Lil Webby.
She
hey, if Steve Harvey can have a show being a judge, then Boosie can have a show performing marriages and weddings.
Hey, listen, y'all give
Steve Harvey.
We right here. We want to see Boosie have a show. I know we do.
Man, kick Steve Harvey off of TV and put Boosie on, man. Any day.
It gotta be
Perfect world.
Steve Harvey sucks.
It's got to be cable. But Boosie's got too many things that won't fly with the industry, the entertainment industry. Too many things he cares about.
Put it on BET. He'll be all right.
BET. There's some slander, but you know what? We gonna let Antonio. I wanna kick it to you real quick while we got a couple minutes left. We talk about I kind of talked about at the beginning. Antonio is one of the leaders of the hip hop group that we all are a part of. He runs things like we do producer contests where everyone votes on who the best producer is in tournament. Way before Versus was out there, Antonio was actually running little competitions and Versus. I won't even say little; they were big because they had a lot of people involved in watching and everything, DJ and everything versus each other. He had some of these great ideas early on. He does a lot of great video production. If it's your birthday, please, you might want to just not tell him it's your birthday. He gonna make a video and you gonna post so I want to get kind of introduce you to everyone. I'm sure we'll be having you on here. They hear us talk about the group every now and then. They hear us talk about different people and different things that go on. We talked about who you were, your background in hip hop, and what you kind of believe in, and how you came up listening. How do you feel about where we are today in hip hop? The show, what we're doing here, the group, whatever you want to talk about. Do we upset you at all? You know, this season, any episodes make you upset, really intrigue you or anything? Let us know.
Oh man, as far as the tournaments and all this stuff we were doing, that's to me that's easy because I love hip hop. It's just that plain and simple. It's starting a conversation. So I mean, if it's something you really love doing or just love talking about, I think that comes natural. Who's the best? Who's this? And then just create something or come up with this, and let's shits and giggles. Let's come up with a nice little tournament. See who comes out top. See where everybody come from in the group. Who like this? Who like that? And so forth. Um, as far as man, this question you just asked, and I forgot about it because my mind was racing.
Okay. So we got the tournaments, we got the hip hop group. Let's because I asked you a bunch of questions. What we doing here in the potluck? You know, over the past episodes that you've seen, and Antonio's an avid viewer. If y'all don't know, go out, like, subscribe to the potluck. We're on YouTube. We got some shows live now. We're out there to the public, getting some good views and some good traction. Hit comments. Definitely with these questions out here, you know. Y'all answer some of these questions. Who's your Mount Rushmore for the 2010s? We definitely want y'all to know. Want to know who y'all is. Diddy versus JD. Want to know who you think is going to be Diddy versus JD. So in all of that, Antonio, with what we're doing, some of the past topics, what's really piqued your interest? What do you agree with us on? Some of the past stuff, and what do you disagree? And I'll go ahead and throw it out to you. Here go your alley-oop, your rondo, as we like to call it. We did a whole Pac episode. And I got at you a little earlier about leaving Pac out of your top 5. We did. Would you like?
I was salty not being on the show, and I was salty that you didn't mention the gem he dropped, the Too Popular to Now. Like, how old was Pac when he dropped his debut solo album? Was he 20, 23, 22, 23? Probably a little younger than that, right?
Yeah, younger than that. Because let's see, he died in '96. He was born in 1971.
25.
Yeah, he died at 25. So Tupac dropped in 92, 91, 20.
But yeah, I was just giving you a little shit about that. Like, you didn't mention that album. It should have been mentioned. As far as hip hop, I want to talk about hip hop and what it came to today. It's today it's been a lot of old heads versus the young niggas and old haters and young haters. They don't know shit. This is I can see both sides of the story of the fence. Like, for the old guys, y'all, the young ones don't really respect the music that came before them, or they're not trying to listen to it. Now, it's not all of them, because I talk to a lot of young cats that it fucking shocks me that you got the 60-year-old listening to Chuck D. He's going back listening to Slick Rick and the NWAs, and matter of fact, he's listening to underground shit like DJ Scratch. Like, how the fuck do you know about him? But anywho, it's that, and I tell the older cats, listen, remember when you were a kid and your parents, your elders didn't like the music you were listening to, just like me. I'm listening to whoever I'm listening to as far as hip hop goes, and they didn't like the shit, right? They always look at it like it's probably just noise. They ain't really talking about none that it's not real music. This is how I look at it. This I always tell older people. This is how you should look at it. The music they're making, and there's a lot of samples they're using from the music you used to grow up listening to. They're keeping your music going. For example, let's say, just an example, Ice Cube, It Was a Good Day. Who was that sampled by? Oh, it was sampled by Ashley Brother. Now let's say a youngin was listening to that back then, and like they thought that was an original beat. They just came up with that, and then later on they listened to Footsteps in the Dark.
Some of
Footsteps in the Dark by the Ashley Brothers, right? And they're like, oh, this is where that came from, right? And then they hear more songs that were sampled from back then that started to treat them to the shit that came out in the 70s and all that. They're keeping your music going. These kids is bringing up this, coming out with this music now. They're keeping the music going. That's how you should look at it.
I mean, to your point, you know, and this is kind of we're kind of sidebarring right now, but to your point, Migos. We talked about Migos. They didn't make a cut for that Mount Rushmore, but they were huge, and they've still been. You know, their longevity has lasted. Their last album, their single off of it was "Papa Was a Rolling Stone" beat, and they all gathered around the mic, all dressed in black, like the Temptations would do. And it was doom 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 doom, and they did the same thing except they spit over it. And you know, I think it's on us, and this is part of what we do here. I think it's on us to bring in that new generation and be like, oh, that was an old Temptations beat. Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Hey, that came from the Isley Brothers. Footsteps in the Dark. And then I think a lot of it now, we're on TikTok, but if you go on TikTok, there's a lot of stuff out there where they give you the origin and the sample, and they give you the chop, and you can see how some of these producers nowadays are really digging into music, chopping it up, and cutting every little piece out of a song. So, to your point, I think it always is going to be like that, though. And we talk about this. Ahmad talks about it. Ahmad listens to a lot of the younger guys, more so than I do right now. He's getting me into it. Otis talks about it. He's a little younger than I am. We're getting into that point now where we're starting to recognize, hey, we will listen to the older stuff. And you do have guys like us who are like, hey, this is where this came from, you know. But you also recognize that even before us, when it was the 70s and Footsteps in the Dark and Between the Sheets was coming out, other people were like, yo, this is whack. Jazz lovers didn't love blues. Oh, that's y'all kids' music. Blues lovers didn't love some of the R&B. Oh, that's my kids' music. Y'all talking nasty stuff. And going into the hip hop, and it's the same trend that we are in right now in hip hop as a young genre, because it's still a young genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the point. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ahmad.
No, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, like I started this thing where I've been trying to listen to every single album that comes out, reviewing them. I haven't put up any reviews, but I've been listening to different albums still, and I'm trying to review them all and put them on review. But you know what I'm saying, we as we get older, of course we're going to be like, cause they did the same thing with our music when I was a kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, I would listen to Pac, Biggie or whatever, and I could put it in today. We think it's great, but my dad would be like, oh, what the hell is this, blah blah. Right. You know what I'm saying, and he grew up on older stuff. I like his music too, though. I like the oldies. You know what I'm saying? I like my music. I like jazz. I like blues. I like everything. You know what I'm saying? House. You know what I'm saying? Opera. I can go to an opera I can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? The new music I like. You know what I'm saying? It's a different sound. If you don't know what the hell you're listening to, you're not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was trying to explain to my brother, Bracy. You know what I'm saying? People like that. I'm like, dude, like if you don't understand it, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to enjoy it. You already come in with a negative you know what I'm saying, vibe, or like, oh man, this music sucks, blah blah, this ain't real hip hop. You ain't gonna enjoy it. You give it a chance.
Bracy though, because sometimes I think he just be trolling. I don't think
that's a possibility.
He actually feels like this.
Anyway, listen, always a pleasure. Y'all ain't gonna badmouth the DMV again. Fetty Wap, send me a check. I'm waiting on it. Send me a check after you get done paying your lawyer. I know you got some things going on right now.
He's gonna ask you to send money on his book since you like him so much.
I don't put money on my cousin's book, let alone Fetty Wap. Oh, my bad. I said it out loud. I put money on my cousin's book. I'm just playing. The cousins I like. Look, it's a pleasure, man. Hey, definitely want to end on happy MLK Day, MLK weekend to everybody. Antonio, I think we all appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.
We love your opinion. We can't wait to have you back. Antonio, strong opinionated. He didn't put Pac in his top 5 to begin with. I'm going to hold him to task about that as always.
Dang.
And he likes his house music that these other three guys are into. I'm from DC. We don't do house music. We do go-go.
Let's just put it out there. You know, all the things that Otis says about J. Cole, he really don't do that shit, y'all. Look at him. Look at him. Put the camera on him. Look at him. You think you really think he don't fuck with J. Cole? Look at the guy.
I mean,
Come on.
Hey, really? The spotlight, nigga? Fuck y'all.
hey man, if you gonna cosplay the man, you can't talk bad about him. Hey,
Oh, I hate you niggas.
man, we appreciate y'all. Hit the like, subscribe, share it with your friends. We out there, we live now. We got a lot coming for you, a lot more things. J. Cole might give us a free performance. All I do is drink. He mad, he's salty with me.
I don't like that. I'm gonna drop a dime on you niggas. I don't like that shit.
I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all brothers. As always, it's been a great time.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Look forward to the next time you get me on here, and let's keep having fun with this thing.
Sir.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through.
Absolutely, man.